Hello, welcome to Story Break. I'm Tracy. Sorry I'm a little late. I had an issue with my phone. If you can, when you pop in, give me a hello so I can shout out to you, because if you just pop in, I can't see you. So unless you like type in hello or hi or just something so I know you're there so I can give you a shout out, especially to the little kids because I really like to say their names. This is Elvis. Now I have his name written in English and in Korean, as well as me, Tracy, in English and in Korean. Pretty cool, right? This story we're reading today is The Name Jar, and it is a story about a little girl who moves to America from Korea, and it's really a good book. I'm gonna give people a couple minutes to come in before I start the story. I hope everyone's doing well. You guys bored yet? School's almost finished. Yay! Can't wait. Woo, it's hot. So remember, when you come in, just give me a little hi or something so I know that you are there. All right. He's not a puppet or anything. I just thought he was cute. And I didn't know what to paint myself as today, so I did a Siberian tiger because that is the animal in South Korea. So that's why I am a Siberian tiger. I thought he was cool, and I thought that I would be next to my friend Elvis the lion, who a lion is actually mentioned in the story, so I figured it went well. And that's it. All right, well, I'm gonna start. Yeah. So today we're doing The Name Jar, and this is written by Yang Suk Choi. Okay. I'm sideways today, so you guys can see the pictures better. All right. Hi, Heather. Through the school bus window, Yoon-hae looked out the strange buildings and houses on her way to her new school. It was her first day, and she was both nervous and excited. And there she is, that's Yoon-hae. She fingered the little block of wood in her pocket and remembered leaving her grandmother at the airport in Korea. Her grandmother had wiped away Yoon-hae's tears and handed her an ink pad and a small red satin pouch. "Your name is inside," she had said. "My name?" Yoon-hae had wondered. Again, she took out the red pouch to look at the wooden block with her name carved in it. As she ran her fingers along the grooves and ridges of the Korean characters, she pictured her grandmother's smile. "Is that thing for show and tell?" a boy asked Yoon-hae, surprising her. Yoon-hae looked up as more kids leaned over. "No, it's mine," Yoon-hae answered, quickly putting the pouch back in her pocket. "Are you new here? What's your name?" a girl asked. "Yoon-hae," said Yoon-hae. "Oo-nae?" the girl asked, scrunching up her face. "Oo-oo-oo-nae," some kids chanted. No, Yoon-hae corrected. It's spelled U-N-H-E-I. It's pronounced Yoon-hae. "Oh, it's you-hae," the boy said, like, "You, hey! What about, hey, you?" Just then, the bus pulled up to the school and the doors opened. Yoon-hae hurried to get off. "Yoon-hae, bye! Bye, Yoon-hae!" The kids left as she left. Yoon-hae felt herself blush. Yoon-hae stood in the doorway of her new and noisy classroom. She was relieved that the kids on the bus had gone to the other rooms, but her face still felt red. "Aren't you going in?" asked a curly-haired boy with lots of dots on his face. "You're the new girl, right?" he asked cheerfully. Yoon-hae nodded, and before she could walk away, the boy took her hand and pulled her through the door. "Here's the new girl," he announced so loudly that the teacher, Mr. Kokotos, almost dropped his glasses. Mr. Kokotos thanked him and greeted Yoon-hae. "Please welcome our newest student," he said to the class. "She and her family just arrived from Korea last week." Yoonhee smiled broadly and tried not to show her nervousness. "What's your name?" someone shouted. Yoonhee pictured the kids on the bus. I haven't picked one yet," she told the class, "but I'll let you know next week." As Mr. Kokodos showed her to her desk, she felt many round, curious eyes on her. "Why doesn't she have a name?" someone whispered. "Maybe she robbed a bank in Korea and needs a new identity," a boy replied. On the bus home, nobody teased her, but Yoonhee kept thinking about her name. "How was school, Yoonhee?" her mother asked when she walked in. "Did you understand the teacher?" Yoonhee simply nodded. She unpacked her school bag and set the red pouch by a photograph of her grandma. "I'm glad you are learning English well," her mother said. "You must study hard, behave nicely, and get good grades to show that you're a good Korean." "I will," replied Yoonhee, "but I think I would like my own American name," she said quickly. Her mother looked at her with surprise. "Why? Yoonhee is a beautiful name. Your grandma and I went to the name master for it." "But it's so hard to pronounce," Yoonhee complained. "I don't want to be different from all the American kids." "You are different, Yoonhee," her mother said. "That's a good thing." Yoonhee just wrinkled her nose. Later that day, Yoonhee and her mother went grocery shopping in their new neighborhood. They passed by Fadil's Falafel, Tony's Pizza, and Dot's Deli. A big graffiti-painted garbage truck roared like a lion as it took off down the street. Nothing sounded or looked familiar until they got to Kim's Market. The sign was in both English and Korean. Her mother picked up cabbage to make kimchi, Korean-style spicy pickled cabbage, and other vegetables and meat. She also found some seaweed, Yoonhee's favorite, for soup. It made Yoonhee smile. "Just because we've moved to America," her mother said, "doesn't mean we stop eating Korean food." Kimchi is delicious. At the checkout counter, a friendly man smiled at Yoonhee. "Helping your mother with the shopping?" he asked. Yoonhee nodded. "I'm Mr. Kim," he said. "And what's your name?" "Yoonhee," she answered. "Ah, what a beautiful name," he said. "Doesn't it mean grace?" Yoonhee nodded again. "My mother and grandmother went to a name master for it," she told him. "A graceful name for a graceful girl," Mr. Kim said as he put their groceries into bags. "Welcome to the neighborhood, Yoonhee." That evening, Yoonhee stood in front of the bathroom mirror. "Hi, my name's Amanda," she said cheerfully. Then she wrinkled her nose. "Hi, my name's Laura. Maybe not." Her smile turned down. Nothing sounded right. Nothing felt right. "I don't think American kids will like me," she worried as she began to brush her teeth. "Hi, my name is Shuji," she said to the mirror with her mouth full of toothpaste. The next morning, when Yoonhee arrived at school, she found a glass jar on her desk with some pieces of paper in it. Yoonhee took out one and read it aloud. "Daisy." "That's my baby sister's nickname, but she said you can use it if you want," said Cindy, who sat next to her. Yoonhee took out the rest of the paper. "Tamala," she read. "I got her from a storybook," said Nate. "She was smart and brave." Yoonhee nodded and unfolded another piece. "Wednesday?" "Yeah, you came here on Wednesday," said Ralph. "Thank you for your help." A smile spread over Yoonhee's face. Ralph quickly said, "We'll put more names in. You can pick whatever you like, or you can pick them all, and you'll have the longest name in history." At 3 o'clock, the bell rang for the end of the school day. Yoonhee looked out the window and saw that it was sprinkling. "It's the same rain," she thought, but in a different place. She watched other kids leaving in groups. "Hey," a familiar voice called out to her. Yoonhee turned around to see the curly-haired boy again. "I'm Joey," he said. "And you? Don't you have any name?" Yoonhee thought for a moment. "Well, I can show you," she said, and took out the small red pouch. She pressed the wooden block on the ink pad and then stamped it on a piece of paper. "This is my name stamp," she said. "My grandma gave it to me. In Korea, I can use it as a signature when I open a bank account or write a letter. And whenever I miss my grandma, I use it to fill a piece of paper. Want to try it? She offered the stamp to Joey, and he carefully inked the stamp and pressed it hard on the paper. The red characters gleamed against the whiteness. "Wow, that's beautiful," said Joey. "Can I keep this paper?" "Sure," Yoonhei said, and then the two of them shared her umbrella as they walked to the school bus. Every day the jar got fuller with more names, and Yoonhei read them all. She found few names she liked: Miranda, Stella, Avery. They sounded interesting. "I hope you choose the name I put in," Marco told her at snack time. "I put in 3 more," said Ralph. "Madison, Park, and Lex. They're all my favorite street names." "Maybe you should close your eyes and draw a name," Rosie suggested. Ralph frowned. "That's silly. What if she doesn't like the name she draws?" "Well, we didn't get to choose our names when we were born." "Did we?" Rosie argued. "Everyone thought about that." When Yoonhei got home from school that day, her little brother ran to give her a letter. It was from her grandma. She opened it quickly. It said, "To my Yoonhei, I hope you are enjoying your new school and new friends. Be sure to help your mother and your little brother. Here, the moon is up, but there, the sun is up. No matter how far apart we are, and no matter how different America is from Korea, you'll always be my Yoonhei, your grandma forever." Yoonhei took out her wooden stamp and filled a paper with it. She thought for a long time in front of the bathroom mirror. On Saturday, Yoonhei walked to Mr. Kim's store. Mr. Kim was helping a customer, but he looked up and greeted her. "Hi, Yoonhei." "Hello, Mr. Kim," Yoonhei replied. She felt as if she was back in her old neighborhood in Korea. "Hey," said the customer, turning around. It was Joey. "Your name is Yoonhee?" he asked her with his eyes open wide. Yoonhei looked quickly at Mr. Kim, then turned to Joey. She nodded slowly. "Well, yeah, but it's pronounced Yoonhei." "And it means grace," Mr. Kim added. "Yoon-hai?" She said no. "Yoon-hei?" Joey said it very slowly, and this time he said it perfectly. It made Yoonhei smile. "I'll have it ready for you tomorrow," said Mr. Kim to Joey. "Thank you, Mr. Kim." "See you Monday, Yoonhei," Joey said to her. He left before she could ask him why he was at the store. On Monday, Yoonhei came to class early to look at the names one last time. But the jar wasn't on her desk. Instead, there was just a single piece of paper. A paper with a name on it. Yoonhei slipped it in her pocket. "Where's your name jar?" Ralph asked as soon as he saw that it was gone. "I don't know," Yoonhei said. "It wasn't on Mr. Kokoto's desk, or on any other desk. And it wasn't on the counters or any of the shelves." As other kids arrived, they helped look. Soon Mr. Kokotos came in and Ralph shouted at him, "The name jar is gone!" "The jar with all the names in it, it's gone!" "Gone?" Mr. Kokotos replied. With a look of concern, he asked Yoonhei, "Did you get a chance to read all the names?" Yoonhei nodded. She took a breath. "I'm ready to introduce myself," she said. Yoonhei wrote her name in both English and in Korean on the chalkboard. "I liked the beautiful names and funny names you all thought for me," she told the class, "but I realized that I like my name best, so I chose it again. Korean names mean something. Yoonhei means grace." "Grace? Grace?" "In-hei," shouted Ralph. Everyone tried to say it. "Yoonhei, Yoonhei." Yoonhei said her name again slowly and clearly, and soon the kids began saying it better, even Mr. Kokotos. They applauded Yoonhei's choice. "I was named after a flower," Rosie whispered to Yoonhei. "Lots of American names have meanings too," Mr. Kokotos reminded everyone. When the class was dismissed, Yoonhei heard her new friends say goodbye. "Bye, Yoonhei. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, Yoonhei." Yoonhei said goodbye and then looked around for Joey, but he was already gone. "Yoonhei, Yoonhei, come downstairs," Mother called up to Yoonhei. "Your friend is here." Yoonhee rushed down to see who she meant. There stood Joey, and in his arms was the name jar. "Where did you find it?" asked Yoonhee breathlessly. Joey looked embarrassed. Well, I took it. But only because I wanted you to keep your own name, and you did." He reached in and pulled out the names. "Do you want to keep them?" he asked. "Thank you. I'll keep them as a souvenir," Yoonhee said happily. Then she pulled out the piece of paper from her pocket. "Do you want this back?" Joey grinned. "You can keep it. I'll return the name jar to the class. Maybe you could put some Korean nicknames in it for us, names with good meanings." "I can do that," agreed Yoonhee. "I've already got a Korean nickname," Joey said. "Mr. Kim helped me choose it." Carefully, he pulled out a small silver felt pouch from his pocket. Then he took out a dark wooden stamp with beautiful Korean characters carved sharply into it. He pressed it on the ink pad and then on the piece of paper next to her name. "Chinku," read Yoonhee. "That means friend." And Chinku smiled back. And that's the end. Isn't that a great story? I love this story so much. Hi, Mike. Hi, Ellen. So nice to see you guys. So if you came in late, this is Elvis. He's just my little friend right here. And the reason I have him, well, because he's colorful and fun, but I didn't know what to paint myself as today, so I chose a Siberian tiger because that is the animal of southern Korea. And then if you look, my name, I have it written in English and in Korean. How cool is that? And Elvis does too. English and Korean. It was really tough writing it backwards because, you know, you see things the opposite way. But anyway, hope you guys are all good, and I hope you enjoyed that story. I love that story so much. I'm actually going to bring it to school when school starts up again. And it's all about just being proud of your culture and who you are and your name, and what you guys think. I wanted to dedicate this story to my favorite Korean of all, and her name is Sun. Oh, Sun is the best. Anyway, that goes out to her. And that's it. That's all I got. So I hope you guys all had a good week. Next week, I am going to do Mermaid Extravaganza. I have 2 mermaid stories. How to Catch a Mermaid, and I think it's Mermaid and Me. I don't know, but it's the story of my life because I love mermaids. And this little girl believes in a mermaid, and then she sees one. It's awesome. But anyway, I saw the preview. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, so I got that. So I'm very excited about it. So that's next week. And I will have my new little friend with me. You'll meet them next week. I'm not going to give it away. Anyway, that's it. Who else is here? Give a shout out, guys, if I didn't say your name, because I can't see unless you pop up. I know I saw Jen Lee. Hi, Jen Lee. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Do you like my Siberian tiger? It's kind of a difficult one, but yeah, it's pretty good if you look up close, see my detail. It's good, right? Anyway, that's it. I'm on YouTube now. My channel name is just my name, Tracy Bowermaster. Same videos, just to give it a wider audience. And that's it. So I'm done. Thank you guys so much for coming in and watching our story. Yeah, and I'm gonna get going. So we will see you later. Of course, I love your mother. I know she would have loved that story, right? Probably pulled out 2 pictures of you and your brother. Hello. God, is she funny. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, I will see you next time. And every Friday, 4 o'clock, Facebook Live. Oh, look at, I still have orange on my fingers. I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye.